Thank you. Great job, boys and girls. Hope you liked your walk of fame through the school. Everyone was very excited to see you. Excellent job. First of all, welcome everybody, welcome everyone to the Benjamin Brown Moving On ceremony for our 5th grade students this year. It's nice to see everyone out there without masks, out enjoying the sun, out enjoying the weather today, out enjoying this great ceremony. We're all very excited to be here. We want to welcome everyone. Thank you for coming, Mrs. Skipper. Thank you, Mrs. Davis. Thank you, Mrs. Dumas. And thank you, mums and dads. I do want to say that the Benjamin Brown has been standing here since 1900, 121 years. And in those 121 years, I'm sure there's been many moving on ceremonies, but I don't think any as highly anticipated as this one. Especially after all of the things we've gone through this past year. I know that as we sit here and we anticipated this day coming up, many of us didn't know if it was going to get a chance to happen. But we've been at the Benjamin Brown, we've seen what's happened here. We started school this year remotely. You started on remote at home, maybe in a foreign country, maybe even in another state. Then when we finally were able to return to some type of in-person learning, we returned to the modular classrooms up to the high school. The great thing about that, of course, was going to the new high school and going to the cafeteria and lunchroom there. That was quite a thrill for all of us. And when you finally do get to go to the high school, you already have an advantage of everyone else because you've already been through, you've seen it, you know it well, and you know how fun that's going to be when you get there. To think that this school has seen the test of time, it surely has. This wasn't the first pandemic, of course. Back in 1918, 1919, 1917, 18, 19, there was a pandemic called the Spanish flu. However, the pandemic that we went through was totally different in many ways, and we don't want to give it any more attention than it's already had this year. I'd rather focus on what you have done and what you've done all year long. You've shown resilience. You've shown flexibility. You've learned how to distance yourself from others. You've learned how to talk with a mask on and how to wear that mask below your chin a few times just to get a breath or two in. We did go to the modular classrooms, and nothing was wrong up there. We had a good time those few weeks we were there. However, when we got the announcement that we could return to our school, our home, the Benjamin Brown, that was one of the happiest days for all of us, I'm sure. And then when we did get back here, we get to go up to Trum Field for Field Day, which was an excellent event as well, and it was a lot of fun. I was amazed at how such a short time we reacclimated to the Benjamin Brown. We were back into our place. We knew it. We knew where the bathrooms were. Well, there's only one, so that's not too tough to find. But we knew where everything was, and nothing had changed. When you returned, you brought the warmth and the energy that we were lacking in this building for those several months that it was closed. I guess what we did is what we've been doing since 1900. We've been making the Benjamin Brown work. Work for us, work for others. I don't know if there's any other school in the district when you come here in the morning that you'll see kindergarten through 5th grade playing outside, generally in great spirits, having fun. We have the wall ball that is one of our top events, and students in kindergarten through 5th grade will be playing together. Mums and dads, I'm always amazed because as you can see where you're sitting now, if you took a stumble on this ground today, you yourself would be going in to see Wendy Dixon, our nurse, for a Band-Aid or two. But when that happens in the morning, and it does happen, many times the students you see, your children you see in front of you, quickly help another child up, walk them into the building. Oftentimes, if the nurse isn't there, they'll stay with the child until the nurse arrives. And they may not even know that child very well. It's just something that happens when you come to the Benjamin Brown. There's just something about, it's like a warm hug and its warmth. We do a pledge every morning called the Buddy Pledge. And we don't really worry much about bullying. It's really more about being a buddy. And you see it all the time here. You see it when there's something that happens on the playground. People come to each other's aid. We see it through the hallways. We see it in the schoolways, and we hope that it will continue as they move on. I guess my main point is you're going to be walking by the Benjamin Brown School someday, boys and girls, maybe driving by. And I hope you never forget the fun you had here, the lessons you've learned here. I hope that you always remember it fondly in your hearts as a place that you want to come back to and return, and maybe someday, you will be able to return with your children. Many of you have. It amazes me, boys and girls, that oftentimes I will see former students will swing by just wanting to peek inside the building, and when we used to let them in before the pandemic times, we would let them in, they would say the classrooms haven't changed. Maybe the teachers, maybe the faces, but everything has remained the same. They told me one story I thought you'd find quite interesting. Mums and dads, I don't know if you're aware, but we have quite the kickball games with this 5th grade class at recess. And the far end is usually home plate where they kick the ball. Sometimes the ball goes all the way to the other street. Oftentimes it goes into the tents and other areas. But at one time, boys and girls, about where the basketball hoops are, there was an imaginary line. And on that line, on one side was only boys, and on one side was only girls. And I talked to a few gentlemen that have swung by the school to tell me they remember those days. And even with that imaginary line, if you can imagine, people would cross it and get in trouble for it. It's funny to think how far we've come in such a short time, that we're out here playing together all the time, and there's no issues whatsoever usually. Just funny that way things have changed. But what hasn't changed, again, is what you bring to the plate. I also want to say, in your time here, I started 6 years ago when you were in kindergarten. That was my first year here as well. And you're the first class I've come all the way through with, and I couldn't be more thrilled about that and more proud of you. One thing I've always tried to stress is being good role models for others, good role models for our younger students. And you guys have met that challenge head on, especially this year when we returned here. You've been buddies to our younger grades students. You've had book buddies yourself. You've carried on traditions, and you've done that without even knowing it, maybe, in such a great manner that others talk about how that you handle things. Your peers, your others in the hallways that just were cheering you on, I've watched them come out and high-five you. They did that because they really enjoy your time, enjoy our time as a family here at the Benjamin Brown. I don't have other words of wisdom other than to say what you've learned, what you've gone through, I know that you will take with you and be better for it when you move into your middle schools. I did something a little different this year, mums and dads. I did exit interviews. I met with every single child and wanted to hear from them what they thought made the Benjamin Brown special, what they might say to a new student that might be coming to the Benjamin Brown, and things they'd like to see changed. Like if they were superintendent, let's say, for the day, what changes they'd make to the Brown if they could. And I'll be sharing that with you shortly, but there's some great conversations I've had with your children. And true to form, they were never just about themselves, it was about others almost in every single conversation. In the 6 years, boys and girls, you've been here, we've been a school of recognition 3 times, and that's quite a feat here in this state. There's 351 different cities or towns in the state, and I don't know how many hundreds and hundreds of schools that there are, but the Benjamin Brown is always in the top 10% of those schools, and that's due to your hard work, your teachers and staff's hard work as well. So we know we've recognized that before, and I think that should get a round of applause for all your hard work. Thank you. And after saying that, would you all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? The flag is behind me. Thank you, guys. I pledge allegiance to the flag Thank you. You can be seated. We're going to start our student reflections now, and this is a great time for all of us. The student reflections are what they found special about the Brown that they want to express to you. We will start with Charlie.
I have made some great friends at the Brown, and I mean, I've also not made some friends, but we shouldn't talk about that really. But I will miss a lot of the great friends that I have made at this school.
I've had a lot of fun at the Brown School, but my favorite memory was when I did the overnight at the Museum of Science in 3rd grade. I love seeing all the exhibits with my friends and watching the lightning show.
I've had many great times at the Brown and made many great friends. But one thing I'll never forget is when on the playground, if anybody got hurt, everybody would always be there for them.
My favorite memory from the Brown School is when we all made our own holiday. My favorite memory here, as much as probably meeting all the friends I have today.
One of my favorite memories from the Brown was in 3rd grade. It was towards the end of the year, so we decided to watch The Sound of Music. And then a strange scene came on, and I remember everyone being a little weirded out. It was also funny, so we all just laughed. It was one of my favorite memories from the
I will never forget all of the memories I made at the Brown. I had so many great friends and did so many fun things while here.
I will remember the friends I made along with amazing teachers. This is definitely going to be a place I remember.
One of my favorite memories at the Brown was in 5th grade when we finished Johnny Tremaine. Everyone cheered and was so happy that we were finally free of Johnny Tremaine forever.
My favorite memories at the Brown have to be the creative writing and oral science projects I've completed throughout the grades. But I feel like a lot more importantly, I'm going to really miss this school and my friends here. Definitely my friends. Yeah. And I have only 2 major wishes. The first one is that this playground we sit in now is going to be improved. And the second one is that our nap time petition is answered.
My favorite memory at the Brown was definitely the 4th grade play. Back in, I think it was like 2nd grade, I watched it for the first time, and the songs, like, it was all just so kind of overwhelming.
I will miss all the friends I made at the Brown, and I have so many great memories here. One of my favorite ones is when I played wall ball in recess right over there, and yeah, that's one of my favorite memories.
I remember the fun times I had at recess with my friends, even though we got hit with balls a lot. I'm gonna miss the Brown very much because it's a great community.
My favorite memory is making friends with Benjamin Gore all the way back in kindergarten. It's crazy to think how much our friendship has evolved from the simple, I like this, oh, I like that too. I will be sad to leave this school behind, but glad that I spent the full 6 years within it.
What I will miss most about the Brown School is how it's not just our school, but a very close community. I have many friends here, and some of them won't be going to the Kennedy with me. It's going to be difficult to leave after spending 6 years here with my friends and teachers. For me, the hardest part of leaving the Brown School will be moving on.
Hi, I'm here to share some of my memories with you at the Brown. Like when Nico scored a basketball hoop while playing kickball, and playing wall with my friends like Matthew, Nico, Damon, Jet, Ben, Hatzer, Caden, and Thomas. I made many friends that I will never forget. Thank you.
I'm going to miss the Brown. When I came to the Brown, I made many friends. Going through all the grades, making even more friends, meeting new teachers, I will never forget my friends I made.
When we first came back to the Brown School after remote learning, I felt so happy to see my friends again. The Brown is a really great community, and it's going to be hard to leave.
I had a great time at the Brown. I will always remember being here.
My favorite Brown School memory is in 5th grade. Well, technically 3rd grade. Anyways, our whole school grade has always played kickball, soccer, or any sport at recess, and I remember it always being so fun.
Hello, my name is Nito Matuinski, and I've been in the Brown School for the past 6 years of my life, and I've loved every moment of it.
My 6 years at the Brown School, I have a lot of memories and friends. My one disgusting memory was when Nico threw up on me during indoor PE class when we were in kindergarten. Thank you, Nico, for this amazing memory.
My experience at the Brown has been awesome. I met some of my best friends here and will always remember the teachers that helped me learn. Some of my favorite memories are getting to see my friends every day. Thank you, Brown School staff and my friends here for an amazing 6 years.
My favorite memory at the Brown School is when we got to make monster stories and when I got a bloody nose and I turned to my side to get help and 3 other kids got a bloody nose the same time as me.
I will never forget my good friends that I made at the Brown. I love all the teachers, book buddies, friends, and classmates. I made a lot of memories that I will never forget. Thank you for a great 6 years.
I've been at the Brown for 6 years, and I've made many amazing friends, memories, and had many great teachers. And now I'm going to share one of those amazing memories that takes place in the lunchroom in 4th grade. So I worked in the lunchroom at 4th grade, and I loved it, especially because I got to miss out on lunch recess.
I made a lot of friends and I will definitely miss seeing them here. The teachers here are amazing and I never had a bad experience with one. It has been an overall wonderful experience and I will greatly miss being here.
I've been in the Brown for 2 school years, and this year is the last. The last part of 4th grade was remote because of COVID-19, and it went back to normal at the last part of 5th grade. I will remember the good times I had. I also made friends. Here are their names: Nico, Matthew, William, Caden, Ben, and Benjamin.
I will always remember the great friends I met and the memories we made. I will also miss the amazing teachers.
I remember when we did the Museum of Science sleepover, and it was a lot of fun because we got to stay up later than normal, and you got to play with your friends outside of school.
I'll never forget how many great friends I've made at the Brown School. And one of my favorite memories is when I got to be a teacher to a class for a day at field day with my friends. And overall, I've had a very great and fun time at the Brown School.
I've had a lot of great experiences at the Brown School, but my favorite of them has to be all the creative writing projects we did in 4th grade. Monster stories, build your own holiday, etc. That's all.
One of my favorite experiences in the Brown would have to be when we made our own holiday in, I think, 4th grade. Thank you, everyone, for making me have a great time.
My favorite memory at the Brown is when Nora, Natalie, Emily, and I were with Miss Malillo, and we had books to use as flat surfaces. We all wanted to see what our books were, so we checked, and mine was about a dead bird. I read it, and the words that I would use to describe it are depressing and interesting.
My experience at this school was magical, to say the least. I have friends that are going to stay friends until my last breath. They know too much. My teachers were like family to me, and Miss Richter is my best friend. I couldn't ask for a better education. Thank you for these 5 years of wonder-filled memories.
My favorite memory of the Brown was when I made a Beware of the Dumas sign for Miss Dumas.
Now we're going to do the certificates of completion at the Brown, but as I do that, as you well know, boys and girls, I'm going to say a little bit, then you'll come on up. So up first, we have Charlie Balsama. Charlie said teachers here are very, very nice, especially when they keep order in the classroom. Charlie likes order. She loves the second grade Famous Women's Project. She felt 3rd grade was a little too loud for her liking, but she loved remote learning because they had a mute button. Charlie will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Owen Bantham Livermore. I can always tell Owen, he always has an outstanding soccer uniform on, a soccer ball in his arm. He's out here on the playground early playing soccer. He plays with others nicely. But what he spoke mostly about was he likes celebrating and hearing the birthday announcements every morning. He loved Mrs. Creedon's room because they got to dance a lot in there. He liked making his own country in 3rd grade and enjoyed the 3rd grade biography report. His wish is we had a better surface on the playground. Owen will be attending the Belmont Day School in the fall. Ronan Becker. Ronan always loved field day. Loved field day every single year. He loved playing with his friends on the playground. He loved the third grade biography project. That was his favorite of all projects he did. But he would like to see this school expanded till 8th grade. And he would like to get rid of the corner of the alley, and I'm sorry to say this, it's known as P Alley in the corner. And his advice for an incoming student would be, beware of the boiler room. Ronan will be attending the West School in the fall. Hatcher Bentley. Hatcher loved all the super fun activities we've done at the school here. He liked all the class projects. Every year there seemed to be a different one, but his favorite was the third grade biography project. He did say we need to improve the playground and get rid of the corner in the alley. And his warning to any new student coming in, watch out for all the homework. Hatcher will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Nola Cabral. Nola's favorite memory, her ultimate favorite memory, was meeting her best friend ever, Charlie, at the Brown School. She liked playing wall ball. She loved Mrs. Layden's art class, and her favorite class project was the 4th grade Design Your Own Holiday. Her positive advice for students under the Brown is watch out for the class projects. They are fun, but you need to budget your time to make sure you get everything done. Also, watch out for school lunches, especially if you're a picky eater. Nola will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Lila Chanoff. Lila was not the most talkative when we met. However, I would like to say a few words about Lila. Lila has always been a good friend to everyone on the playground. She's been kind to others. She is one of those girls that when there's a disturbance or there's a social disturbance going on between friends, she is always the peacemaker, can see both sides very clearly, and understands the good in everyone. She said she met all of her best friends in kindergarten. She loved 3rd grade. She loved the 3rd grade biography project. And she said, if you ever have a problem, this is for a new student coming in, if you ever have a problem, see Mrs. Melillo. Mrs. Melillo will solve that problem for you. Lila will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Good job, Lila. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Marguerite Maggie Cotter, or as I know her, Mags. Mags loves the blacktop. Mags loves the blacktop. It's great because you need to use your imagination to play. She loved her 1st grade teacher, Miss O'Connor, loved the 3rd grade biography report, but she did tell me we need more bathrooms at the Brown School. And we need a bigger nurse's office, especially with a playground like this. I can agree with that, Mags. She would warn new students to look out for Gingy. Now, Gingy is the gingerbread man in kindergarten. He makes a tour around the school, and everyone joins in to help find him. And her words of advice is very well taken. Mags will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Benjamin Ben Ficacello. Ben loves this school. He says it's modern, but it's still old school. He likes making friends because the Brown School friends are the best friends. Well said, Benjamin. The Brown School friends are the best friends. He loved his 4th grade monster report. He loved the writing assignments he had over the years. He likes the playground, but he said, beware of the corner. It needs to be cleaned out more often in the alley. He would like to see a bathroom moved upstairs so he didn't have to go to the basement all the time when he had to use the restroom. Ben will be attending the West School in the fall. Nora Gamache. Nora loved 1st and 2nd grade the best. She loved the teachers, she loved the class. She also remembers winning the box top contest a few times in 3rd grade. She loved 3rd grade, the Plymouth Plantation field trip. She said the one thing about the Brown School is there's lots and lots of stairs. She told me we need to add more field trips, but she also didn't care for her long walk to school every day. Nora will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Benjamin Gore. Benjamin Gore liked playing with his friends at recess every day. He loved the science projects he had each year. His science projects were his favorites. He did say he would like to see the playground improved and made safer. It's just not that safe. But really, he also told me the whole facility could use an upgrade. Benjamin will be attending the Belmont Middle School in the fall. Good job, Ben. You go. Jet Guzman Lynn. Jet said he liked the size of the school from the start. He liked the friends he made. He liked that third grade biography report. And he likes the strict no bullying policy that we try to enforce. He said it seemed like there was always a fun project to do every year, but the one that stood out was that third grade biography report in Living Museum. He said he loved the mountains of snow. And Mom and Dad's, once or twice a year when we have a big snowstorm, it's all piled up in the corner here, and there is a mountain of snow, and they all enjoy it. He said the one thing he didn't care for, though, was the MCAS test. Jet will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Hutch Holgerson. Hutch loved playing wall ball at recess. Really enjoyed it. I have to say, Hutch was always a great reporter for me. Because oftentimes, wall ball might end in a little bit of an argument, who won, who didn't, who touched the wall first, who didn't. But I could always count on Hutch to give me the whole story when we had to figure it out. And it was great because he would say, from his perspective, this side won or that side didn't. And they didn't touch the ball, but he was always a great reporter. He said the playground was bare and unsafe, but you still could have fun playing out there as long as you had friends to play with. He liked the third grade diorama project the best, especially the one on Pilgrims and Wampanoags. He liked second grade and Mr. Stadler's third grade class. His advice to new students, watch out for the last stall in the boys' bathroom. There are spiders in it. Hutch will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Natalie Holzer, or Holzer as I like to call her. Natalie loved the third grade biography report, the Living Museum project. She's liked all of her teachers. The bathrooms here, though, are kind of messy and could use some cleaning more often. She liked the size of the school because it was so small you couldn't get lost. I remember Natalie as someone who always had a book in her hand from the first day I saw her, always has loved to read and continues to do so now. She's made lifelong friends here, she said, and she will miss the Brown School. Natalie will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Bryn Hulla. Bryn and I have gone back and forth over our taste of music. Bryn happens to know I'm a Rolling Stones fan, and Bryn, it may not be his most favorite, but he does have a great taste in classic rock and roll. Most of it coming from England and Australia, like AC/DC, Bryn. He did say he likes a small, tight-knit community that you see everyone every day. He loved the make-your-own holiday assignment in 4th grade. He liked that the playground was flat, and there's fun games to play every day like wall ball. But he said the boys' bathroom is in need of improvement. He said the school lunches could be improved as well. And in his words, the heating system is a little shoddy around here. He would warn any new student to keep your desk tidy because he didn't always do that, and it makes things much easier if it is tidy. And he said, which is outstanding advice coming up, do not be afraid to tell your teacher if you are stressed out. They are there to help you. Bryn will be attending the West School in the fall. Emily Joggin. My first memory of Emily was I called Emily about 3 different names until about 2nd grade. It was Jofin. It was Jogging. It was anything but jogging. And then she came up to me one day in 2nd grade, with a hand on her hip and said, Mr. McGuire. It's J-O, just think of it with 2 G's, jog in. Is it that difficult? Ever since that day, I think I've gotten it right, Emily. So her 3rd grade field trip was the best ever. She loved the 3rd grade field trip. Loved her favorite project was the 2nd grade animal project. She wishes the Brown School would go till 8th grade. She'll be going to the Kennedy School in the fall. Congratulations, Em. Satan Karpoch. Even though Satan is not here, I'd like to speak on her. Her message was how friendly and fun all the teachers were. Loves the big area for a playground, which is great. How cozy and at home you feel in the school. She loved the Plymouth Plantation field trip. Her advice for a new student is, be social, it really helps here. And she loved the Brown School. Satan will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. William Kerrigan. William Kerrigan just said he just likes all the nice people here. They were nice to him from the start. I believe William started in the 2nd grade, and that's a great comment to have, William, that they were nice to you from the start. He loved the 3rd grade biography project the best. He said, Mr. McGuire, you definitely need longer recesses. Well, the good news is Mrs. Skipper is here today, and I can talk to her about that, William. He said there's a lot of doors in the Brown School, lots and lots of doors. We could use less doors in this building. He also said, and I think the boys and girls here would agree, we need a higher roof at this school so when we play wall ball, we don't roof it so easily. William will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Good job, Will. Matthew Costa. He will miss all his friends he's made here. He's liked the virtual school play that we did for Mrs. Cliggett the best. He really enjoyed that project last year. He said you need to add a 6th grade and maybe a 7th and 8th as well. It'd be great to have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade here. He says this is the easiest place to make friends. And he said if you were a new student coming in, if you have an allergy, make sure you let someone know because they will take care of you. Matthew Costa will be attending the West School in the fall. Layla Craves. Layla has loved the field days the best. She liked the Museum of Science sleepover. She enjoyed her time, and in her words, quote unquote, it's a nice school. She was disappointed in the remote math though this year. She wasn't challenged enough, and she really loves math. So she's looking forward to it in the future, and she continues to tell anyone who comes in here, make sure that you work hard at math for any new student. She did say she loves the community feeling at the Brown School, and she will be at the Kennedy School in the fall. Jackson Lau. Congratulations. Jackson Lau liked 1st grade especially because he was called Porcupine due to a short haircut. I immediately thought, wait a second, were they making fun of you? He says, absolutely not. It was in a nice way by my friends. I was Porcupine, another friend was the bear because his haircut looked like a bear. And we played all the time together. I've made my best friends here. He's loved the 3rd grade biography project. But he did say, watch out for the rats in the trash cans. He liked the school lunches and has really enjoyed eating lunch on the playground. He will miss all his teachers here, and he will be attending the West School in the fall. Abigail Abby McDonald. She loved the 3rd grade biography project, especially liked dressing up as Deb Sampson. But she did say she hated the school pizza. It was way, way too greasy. Fave teachers, Mrs. Creeding, because she was strict and just like my soccer coach. She said, I need a strict soccer coach and I need a strict teacher to do well. It seems to make me do better. She did say to any incoming student, watch out for the blacktop. It can really hurt when you fall. Abby will be attending St. Peter's School in the fall. Nico Mashawinski. His favorite memory of everything that happened at the Brown School, and he had a lot of memories, was the day that he was playing kickball. He kicked the ball, and it landed on one of these basketball hoops by mistake. He He said he also enjoyed dressing up like Paul Revere for his third grade biography project. It has a lot. The Brown School has a lot of good teachers, but he's warning any incoming student: watch out for the alley. Stay away from the alley. He also said to me, we need to make recesses much, much, much longer. Nico will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Caden Martell. Caden liked the field days the best. Really has enjoyed all the field days. He liked the field trips. He liked the field trip to Plymouth Plantation. That was one of his favorites. He liked his third grade biography project because he dressed up like JFK. He did say, we need to turf the playground and maybe a slide for the kindergartners, but not too much stuff out here. Teachers, other warning he has for incoming students is, teachers get on you about your work, but in the end, they're really nice, and if you just do your work, they probably wouldn't say anything. His advice for new students also is, don't go near the back alley. Caden will be attending the West School in the fall. Elliot McCarthy. Elliot has loved coming to the Brown School from day one. She's had a great experience here. Her favorite projects, and every year there was a fun one, but she said of all was probably the Living Museum biography project in third grade. She says the Brown School has great teachers, but the school lunches were not so great. With one exception only, was the chili. How did they make the chili so good here? It was excellent. I liked the recipe, she said. She did tell me the school needs improvements. The sinks in the bathrooms are rusty, the bathroom is very old and could be upgraded. But please, above all, do not add any structures to the playground. Turf it and keep it wide open. Because if you want to play on structures, you can always walk down to Lexington Park for that. Elliot will be attending the Windsor School in the fall. Brianna McCormick. Brianna loved having gym class outside. Liked the fact that we didn't have a gym, but we went outside for it. Her favorite class project was the third grade biography report, but she wanted me to know, and this is a very kind sentiment, she wanted me to know that Mrs. Connor is her favorite teacher because she taught her how to read. However, she said, for a small school, there seems an awful lot of drama going on the playground. She wished that this school went beyond fifth grade because she really likes it here. Brianna will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Hazel Melhus. Hazel has liked recess from the beginning. She likes recess at the Brown because it includes all students at any time. They all get to join in any games that you play. And since you do play a lot of games, if anyone is ever unfair, the teachers are always there to help and make sure that it is fair and clearing up any problems that may happen. First grade was her favorite year, but the third grade biography report was her favorite project. She said kickball is the best game at recess, even though wall ball is fun too, but she likes kickball the best. Her advice to any new student, don't be a bully and have fun. And she also wishes the Brown School went to 8th grade. Hazel will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Marco Membrano Gomez. Marco's favorite memory was working with Sandy in the kitchen during lunch. He really liked doing the lunches and liked seeing all the students as they came down and talking with them. His favorite project was the third grade biography report because he was allowed to go shirtless during his presentation as Squanto. He also enjoyed designing that costume for the report. He said indoor gym was fun. It was safer than outdoor gym for sure because it was in the library. He would like to warn any new student to be cautious on the playground and enjoy your time here because you always will have fun. Marco will be going to the Kennedy School in the fall. Shizuko Petrosky Harris. Shizuko said she loves the Brown School because in kindergarten she met all of her best friends and still has them to this day. Her best memory is in kickball when Nora kicked the ball into a basketball hoop, and then lo and behold, Nico did the same thing a few minutes later. She loved it when there'd be a big mound of snow, and then after school, I'm stressing, they would have snowball fights outside and enjoy themselves. She loved the third grade Libby Museum and would like to see the days. She'd also like to see the school recognize other religious holidays than just the usuals. Good point, Shizuko. She would like to see all of us have each classroom have a class pet. She would like to see improved school lunches and a safer surface on the playground. But most of all, she wishes that the school was bigger so it went to 8th grade. Shizuka will be attending the West School in the fall. Thomas Fan. Thomas came to us in 4th grade, and he said when he arrived, everyone was so nice and welcoming, it was like I'd already been here. Everyone was kind. They took me out to recess, but I tell you, recess is the best ever for Thomas. It's the best because there's lots of games to play, wall ball and kickball, and play with your friends. He loves the science activities and projects too, and he would warn any new student about the playground. It's fun, but be careful. Thomas is attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Thank you, Thomas. Abigail Abby Raish. Abby liked the picture day the best, all the picture days that we've had. She liked the whole class picture for her classroom. She liked the roof shot that we do once a year on the roof, but really enjoyed picture day the most. She even enjoyed her third grade diorama project on the Pilgrims. She would like to see a better playground for the future, but would warn incoming students that even though it's an uneven playground, there's still a lot of fun to be had outside. Abby will be attending the West School in the fall. Gabriel Raish. Gabe, as we know him, the most fun for Gabe was watching the 4th grade play as a younger student because everyone got to come in and watch all the 4th graders perform. He was disappointed that they didn't get to do one in his 4th grade year, but he loved watching that 4th grade play. His best project was that 3rd grade biography report. He liked the playground a lot, with one exception. When you fall, it's not fun. Advice to incoming students: have a good imagination. It makes the playground more fun. It makes the school more fun. Gabe will be attending the West in the fall as well. Lucy Richter. Lucy also has been here since kindergarten. She said field days were great. All of them, especially this year when we came back from the mods and were returning to the Brown. Because it was fun to be up there playing, but we all knew we were coming back to the Brown as well. She said the mods were fine, but it just wasn't the Brown school. Well said, Lucy. She liked her 3rd grade biography report, liked Mr. Staddle's class, but she says she wishes every day could be a half day because we always do something fun on half days. She would tell any new student to remember to bring your snack every day because there's a snack every day and don't forget it. Lucy will be attending some school in Nashville, Tennessee in the fall. Isaac Sackton. Isaac's best memory ever was taping me to the wall in kindergarten. You have a good memory because that was 6 years ago, Isaac. That was due to a box top fundraiser event, but yes, that was a good memory. His greatest memory was kindergarten year, also having popsicles on the playground donated by our hard-working PTA on a regular basis. He loved dressing up as W.E.B. Du Bois for his 3rd grade biography report. He enjoyed all the writing assignments in Mrs. Cliggett's room, but felt like sometimes he was just assigned busy work that didn't really help him. He would tell new students here that this is a good school, you will like it, but you need to work hard. Isaac will be attending the West School in the fall. Congratulations. Gabriel Sloss. Gabe only stayed at the Brown schools for 2 years, and some of that time was remote. But he said, even though the Brown school has a very basic playground, you could still have fun. He liked to create your own holiday report project in 4th grade, and his advice for students, if you're not scared or allergic to dogs, you can meet Mr. McGuire's dog, Duffy, and he's fun to play with. And he wanted to warn new students about the weird garbage and stuff in the corner of the wall ball area alley. Gabe will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Hey, Gabe, you can make this one. Sorry, Gabe. That was my fault. Good job. Margaret Maggie Taylor. Maggie always likes the last day of school the best because it's always so much fun. She's liked all of her teachers at the Brown, but especially Mrs. Melillo. She's enjoyed the art projects. The playground, she said, was boring and needs to be improved. How about at least a jungle gym? She liked the small school feel of the Benjamin Brown, but is going to miss it. She will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Leah Corrine Wilkinson. Leah, as we know her. She loved her 2nd grade class, and because she had the same birthday as her teacher. Her teacher was cool, she said. She liked the biography report. She was Annie Sullivan, who taught Helen Keller. She learned a lot about that project, she said. She also liked making her own holiday and called her holiday Serpent Saturday. The school needs to build a cafeteria. The school needs to warn new students of the blacktop in the playground. But she said, really, it should be fixed before then. She remembers all the creative assignments at the school and wishes well to any new student coming in. She will miss the school, but she will be moving on to the Kennedy School in the fall. Juliet Zuka. When Juliet and I talked, she was very, very quiet, but I would tell you that she was anything but quiet in school here. She was always active. You could always see her playing on the playground, including others, always a good friend to those around her. She would play games. She would play kickball, wall ball. Wherever her friends were, she would be not too far away. And she told me she remembers all the good stuff at the Brown, all the kinds, nothing overly specific, but she did say, could you spring for a play structure or two on the playground? We could use some out there. And she said, remind all new students to use your imagination. Juliet will be attending the Kennedy School in the fall. Boys and girls, thank you. Mums and dads and special guests. That is really our ceremony today. We have a few minutes at the very end, right here when we're done, that we can take some pictures and we can mingle for a little while. But true to Benjamin Brown school fashion, we have to have turnover on this playground. Where you're sitting is going to be a gym in a few minutes, and then there's going to be a playground, and we have snack coming out here. So I do want to thank you all, and thank you for your flexibility this year and understanding. We got back into the Brown. None of us could be happier, I think, than all of us here today, that it ended in such a positive fashion. And even though we had rain yesterday, we end on sunshine today. I know that your students, our students, your children, will be going off to middle schools in the fall, to Kennedy, to West, and to some of the other area schools. And I am positive they will take the lessons they've learned from the Brown on and take them to greater heights. I would tell our students to please reach for your dreams. What you found that interests you, stay with that. Move forward with that, and be kind to others. Have a great 6th grade, and please come back to visit us. Thank you, everyone, for coming.